How's the non-conceptual life going? Are there some concepts about it? Huh? Total arrogance. Without a concept, even arrogance needs a concept. Someone says that yesterday I got into total arrogance. But even to get not even total arrogance, but little arrogance means I need a concept. I am special. I am something. Firstly, that I am something separate. And this that is separate is special or something better than the rest. But we cannot pick up the idea I am something unless we picked up a concept. So those who are really trying this, playing with this, experimenting with this, they must come back and report whether these fears of, oh, my life just stopped and my bills are not being paid, whether they are actually coming true. And is that also, if something like this was happening and you were just out on the streets, is that really suffering? Can even this situation or any event like this, can it cause what we would call suffering? Or it is also just seen? Are we playing with this?
Yes.
Okay, Debbie is here, or at least was here. I saw her for a second, and Parvati says she remembers her from the retreat. Bahari says, would be a hard life though, father. Yeah. Would be a hard life though. How many concepts are needed to define a hard life? You see? Firstly, you need the concept that this is my life. And then you need all the concepts about how it needs to be. And then you need all the concepts about how it is opposed to how it's supposed to be. And then you can come to the conclusion that it would be a hard life. So, what about if you threw this concept away about hard life or nice life? Can you hand over, as Guruji says, can you hand over your existence to existence? Actually, is there something even to hand over, because it is existence already that is running it? Can we find the one who's running this life? So very often I used to say earlier that surrender means, if there is a sense of surrendering, then it must mean you are the doer and you are the experiencer. Less than that would be a half surrender. So sometimes it can happen like this, that we say, you, God, or you, Guru, are the doer of all things now, but I am still the experiencer of it. So please, can you ensure that it's not difficult? You see? So this is also halfway there. Because if it is the Guru or God who is the doer, then it is the same one that is the experiencer, because there is only one that is here. There are no two. Sometimes it can be that other examples of half surrender could be that all the things which we feel that I did which were good, we take credit for those, and all the things which don't seem as good, then we say, oh God, why are you doing this to me? That is also one example of half surrender. Sometimes it is the other way. Those who are inclined towards guilt then say God is running my life overall pretty good, but I still mess up sometimes. You see? So it can be, this is another variation of it. So there are many ways to surrender in half. But the complete surrender only is that you are the doer and you are also the experiencer. Because there can be no difference between the two. So this non-conceptual life is the surrendered life. When we see that I don't need any concepts about myself and life still continues to go on, then we are free from this mental existence, seemingly mental existence. So what you can do is you can look at for yourself, say what is it that I'm scared of? If I was completely immersed in my presence, if I was completely immersed in the truth of who I am, then would it matter in this appearance if there was money or no money, relationship or no relationship, healthy body or diseased body, freedom or no freedom? None of these four things would matter, you see. And mostly we're just stuck in these four, one of these four things or combinations of these. Do we know who was the richest man during Bhagwan's time? Do we know who had the perfect relationship and marriage during Bhagwan's time? Do we know the Mr. Universe bodybuilder during Bhagwan's time? We don't know, but we know Bhagwan. So even phenomenally, it is the life of the one who has dropped this identity that has the most beautiful remembrance about it. And as my master says, there is no one who has discovered the self, has gone on to regret it and said, oh, I wish I had some money or I wish I had that relationship. Nobody like that. Nobody. Nobody has actually said that after dropping this conceptual personhood or this conceptual idea of being a person, nobody has said, oh, I wish I had the person back because life is too tough. That should give us some hope also, isn't it? Because I know the mind will play on these fears. Even Guruji talks about this when he says that when this was unfolding, the truth was unfolding for him, the mind would paint these fears for him, saying that you'll be like Quasimodo, the hunchback beggar on the streets. Like this fear came. These fears will come. But if you were to actually look, you will find so much beauty. Was a great Indian sage actually called Ashtavakra.
Hmm.
Indian sage. His
Ah.
body was bent on 8 different parts. His body was convoluted. It's bent in 8 different ways. That's why it is called Ashtavakra. Eight, eight. What is the right translation? Vakra, vakra. Anyway, we'll work on the translation. But the point is that Raja Janak, which is the king Janak, who was the father of Sita, he came to the sage Ashtavakra and said, I have everything in the world, everything, the kingdom is there, but I want only the self. So it is the king who came to this sage who had an unhealthy body. And then this dialogue that they had is called the Ashtavakra Gita, one of the most direct pointings to the truth which are available. So this sage had nothing, phenomenally speaking. But the king that had everything came and fell at his feet to be in the presence of the truth. So who had the tough life? Is it the sage or the sage with the body which was bent in 8 parts? Eight bent in 8 places, yes. Or the king who had everything, who had the tough life. You see? So don't fall for these tricks of the mind. This fear that the one that is running this entire universe, he cannot pay my bills, is completely unfounded actually. And that's why I say, as we play with this, why do I say let's play with this? Why don't I say this is a very serious instruction? Don't believe our next thought, and this is very seriously you must do this. Because I don't want to make a practice out of it really. I want you to just play with this and see that actually the practice isn't picking up the thought. The effort isn't picking up the thought. Although initially it can seem like it is effort to not pick up, the actual effort is in believing all of these ideas, believing all of these concepts. And the only trouble is our misbelief. God's God's play with belief in this idea that she is a person. Does something happen to God because of it? No, of course not. Does something happen to God because she's believing that she is a person? No, of course not. Therefore, in this realm, both opportunities are available to experience yourself in this imagined identity of person. The entire world has so much filled with that. You see? But it also has this play where this identity, this idea is dissolving. Who's doing it? Only God. For who? Only for himself or herself. And you don't have to believe this, what I'm saying. You just have to check who is here. Is there anything operating, appearing in this realm which is outside of my godly presence? Or isn't everything just being experienced in the space of my own being? What is outside of this I am? Right now, what is outside of this I am? Is the appearance of this one that is speaking now, is that one outside you? All the sounds, all the visuals, this body, these hands. How do you know of the existence of any of this appearance? Only because it is seen inside of you. It's only that the mind has been painting a visual of our boundary, collaborating with the sensations of the body, which define that I'm within this container, you see. It can seem like I'm within this container and even I am is inside this. Why? Because the sensations are experienced like this and visually we see like that. Even if you close our eyes, the mind will offer up some visuals of the boundaries of the body. And where is all of this experience? All of this sensations? Isn't it in the same space as you hear the car on the road? Everything is inside of this space of being. You're not limited to this container of flesh and bones and blood. You are that which contains everything. And if this seems confusing or way out there, then forget about it. Don't have to work hard to understand any of this. It can be a natural insight that can come. The main point is that the appearance of this container called the body, we can grant, okay, yes, it is appearing. But where is the one that wants life to be a certain way, that wants some money, that wants some relationship? Where is that one? That is the question. And by now we must be able to say that it doesn't exist because we have looked and looked and looked. What great hypnosis must it be that after checking so many times and seeing that there is no person, we still cater to this personal voice. And what is happening? Can we just look at it simply? What is happening? A thought is coming and saying, "Hello, this is you." It's coming to you and saying, "Hello, this is you, and this is what you want right now, actually." Uh, So then, if that is you, then who is it talking to? Isn't it the most ridiculous thing? And yet, all of us have fallen for this. Hello, this is you, and you are saying that it's not that simple. It's a wrong number. Keep it. Tring tring. What's it saying now? What is this you, the pretend you, saying? And we keep chasing this guy. And who has found peace? Who has found joy? In chasing this guy. Just a wrong number. Or we must say, okay, there are two of me. You see, there's one me which speaks like this, and there's one me who listens. Because it makes no sense otherwise. You have a voice to communicate with yourself. You have to work hard to find some objection. You can see that he's really. Who is that voice representing? Is it representing our being? And this being is that which we say that let thy will be done. It is not struggling and making petitions, saying, I want this, I don't want this. And all of this calling can actually be outsourced to Bangalore. So all of the voices in your heads became with the Indian accent of Bangalore call center agent. Would you still believe it the same way? I claim no credit for these examples.
Very funny example too.
But in this simple way, we can just see that it's a joke actually. This voice is saying, it's you, and this is what you want. Or it's I, it's me, and this is what I want. Who? So I've said that either find who it is representing or tell me who it is speaking to. And which one are you? And it can come up with anything at all. In the next instant, it could say anything. It could say this is the worst satsang ever. Or it could say it's the best satsang ever. And we're so used to following, then it says like that.